Hi, I'm Mike. I want to build some uplights for my trellises here. I'm going to use these waterfall lights like I use at the top of my creek. These lights have a waterproof wiring system and they're also low power, so you don't need to run them through conduits. Instead, I'm just going to run the power wire along the fence and staple it up to keep it out of the way of any gardening, and then run it down to a transformer I have in place for the existing pond and creek lights that has a light sensor and a timer on it, and that way the trellis lights will come on at the same time as the pond and creek lights. So for this project, I'm going to build some steel tubes that aim the lights up at the angle that I want. And it's also going to create some interesting geometry problems to get the whole thing to fit together the way I want. Well, I finished building the pieces I need for this project. I cut out a couple of steel tubes with angled front faces to aim the light up at the angles that I want. And these lights have a little edge here that will sit in this edge of the steel tube with the power wire coming down like this. And I buffed out this area down here so there's no sharp edges to nick the insulation. And then I also cut out a couple of ovals that will sit back behind the light like this. So the light will actually be resting on that as well as the front edge. And then to get that angle right when I weld it, I cut out this piece of dowel that has the same diameter as the light and the same depth, and I put this front face on it so I can set it down in a piece like this and then tack weld the oval piece in place, and at that point then I can weld it. And those pieces will get a little bit burned when I tack weld it, but that's okay, they're just throwaways. After welding it, I'll have to cut that piece down, and then I have these discs that I cut out that will weld onto the bottom, and I'm going to drill some holes in there so that when the piece is outside and accumulates water, it'll drain out. And then I cut out these spikes and I sharpen the edges that I'll weld onto the bottom here so I can just drive them down into the ground. And then I plan to use this brown camouflage paint so that the light mounts will just kind of blend in. Well, that's it for this project. Thanks for watching.